Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to review the Data Analyst in R path from DataQuest. Let's start this video. Now before I begin this video, let's like and subscribe to the channel so you can get the latest videos. Now I'm going to start with the review. Now before I start the review, that I already made a video that explained Data Analyst in Python, which is you're going to find it in the same video of Data Scientist, because the Data Analyst in Python path is it's similar to the Data Scientist in Python path. The only difference that the Data Scientist in Python path has more courses than the Data Analyst. And if you enroll to Data Scientist in Python path and you finished it all, you will have two certificates, one for Data Scientist in Python path and the other one is in Data Analyst in Python path. Because as I said that the Data Analyst Python courses are the same in Data Scientist Python. Okay, now DataQuest is a platform that give courses, or they have courses for people who are interested to learn data analyst, data engineer, and data science. So even this data analyst path, basically they're trying to prepare data analysts for the field of data science. So let's start the video. Now, unlike Data Camp, DataQuest, they don't have videos. They have only articles and bunch of exercises, and at the end they'll give you a project. The Data Analyst path, now before I even begin reviewing the path, when I say path means that the path is going to give me the entire process or the entire journey for me to learn or become data analyst. For example, if it's Data Analyst in R, then it should give me at least 2 or 3 courses in R explaining what R is, loops, data types, data structure, all these things. And then, since we're talking about data analyst, it should give me a course about data visualization, and then some like 4 or 5 courses in statistics. Because who is a data analyst? A person who uses statistics on the data so he can get the information. So you should know which tool to learn. Here we are using R. You can do data analysis in Excel and Python and R and SPSS and SAS, but here we are using R. So this path should give me at least 2 or 3 courses in R, fundamental courses, introductory courses, and then it should give me a data visualization, and then some courses about statistics and probability and hypotheses, and then SQL, because SQL is structured query language. The data analyst himself should be able to get the data from data warehouses or databases, so he can use SQL. And then give me some projects so I can apply all the skills that I learned in that project. Now let's start. Here we have 6 steps, and each step there is a name for it. Step number 1 is introduction to R. We have 1 course, 2, 3, 4. Now the first course here, now the idea of DataQuest is they have steps. Each step has a bunch of courses. Each course, I'll call these chapters, like introduction to programming in R is a chapter number 1, chapter number 2, 3, 4, and the last one is always project, except for some courses there is no project, but most of the courses there are project. Like in data structures in R, we have chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and then project, and then we have chapter 1 and 2 and 3, and then we have project, and so on. And each chapter consists of, let's say, from 8 to 10 lessons. Here's lesson. Here you can see all the lessons. As I said, there are no videos. There is a bunch of articles with images. and this is a GIF image. As I said, a path should explain exactly everything for you. Here, step number 1, R programming basics, that's very good, and then data visualization, and then data cleaning, SQL, probability, statistics, and then machine learning. Now, machine learning, you should know it if you want to become a data scientist, but because DataQuest actually is a platform, basically it's for data scientists, but they have more than one path, because sometimes you don't want to become data scientist, you just want to become data analyst, and sometimes you want to become data analyst who works with data scientists. So you have to know at least the fundamentals of machine learning. This is one of the best paths that I have found that explain data analysts in R for data science. What I mean, that you can become data analyst in general, okay? And there are data analysts who work with data scientists. So here, basically, DataQuest, they are preparing you to become data analyst, the one who works with data scientists. So I really like their curriculum. I'll go to the next, and here you can see that we have a bunch of text, and then here we have explanation, and at the end the instructions that I should do, which is writing this, and then submit the answer or run the code, and I'll get the output, and I'll go to the next lesson. Let's just go and review the entire path. As I said, a path should start with an entry point. Basically here you have no idea what data analyst is, what is R, how to use it, and everything. So basically here it will start with introduction to R. What is R, when it's used, why it's important, why should you learn R, all the stuff. And at the end you should install RStudio. RStudio is like Anaconda in Python. It's an IDE that lets you run R code on your PC. And then it will start with data structure in R. Now, data structure is one of the main topics of data analysts and data scientists, because you'll learn about vectors, matrices, lists, and data frames. Basically, data structure is like how the data is stored in your PC. And then you have control flow, which is if statement, loops, and all the stuff, the basic stuff for any programming language. R is not programming language, it's a statistical language. Basically, it's used for statistics, and most academics use it for statistical analysis and survey analysis and stuff like this. On my behalf, I'm like, again, everything that I'm sharing in this video is my own opinion. If you want to become data analyst or data scientist, I would prefer you to start with Python. But again, if you want to start with R, that's all totally up to you. Here we have specialized data processing in R, which is a string, which is like a bunch of text, and then dates, and there is a guided project. After the step number 1, which is the introductory, we have step number 2, which is explaining data visualization. Again, they take you literally from zero, like how to make the graph and how to write the syntax and everything. Let me just show you one of the. Look, it's all about images and bunch of links, and you can also download the. You click here, you can download the dataset that you're using, so you can use it on your own using RStudio, and you can run this code. I would highly recommend that every time you learn something here, you also go to the RStudio and play with it. Let's just take okay, we can this one, and let's see. You can see that you can create these type of chapters, and the explanation is here, and here the instructions, as I said before, and here's the explanation. So you read this one first, understand it, and then you see the instructions that you should do, and then you do it here, and then you click the run code. If sometimes you don't understand, you can get a hint or see the answer by yourself, or discuss it in the discussion. So step number 2 is all about data visualization. Step number 3 is data cleaning in R, and data cleaning in R advanced. Now, one of the main tasks as a data analyst, you should be able to know how to clean the data. Clean the data means if something is missing, you fill it, remove it, make sure that the data that you want is the same format that you want it. Again, the way they're progressing is amazing. DataQuest, I really like their curriculum, and they take you literally in details. You know, data cleaning is a chapter, but it's like 15 lessons, and each one is explained. Look how many data sets are there. It's amazing. So, data cleaning in R, the fundamentals of data cleaning, let's say, and then cleaning and advanced. And then we have step number 4, where they explain SQL and intermediate SQL in R. You should know how to use SQL as a data analyst, as I said, because you're the one who's going to get the data. Usually data engineer is the one who get the data, but if there is no data engineer as a data analyst, you're going to end up getting the data. And if there are no data analysts, then as a data scientist, you'll be the one who's getting the data, cleaning it, building the model, and if you know a little bit software engineering, they're going to let you deploy the model, which becomes machine learning, not data science. But again, the SQL and intermediate to SQL. Step number 5 is all about probability and statistics. Most of the courses that I've seen in other platforms in data analysts, they don't really explain in details probability and statistics. And here we can see that we have 5 courses. I mean, statistics fundamentals and intermediate, and probability and conditional probability and hypothesis testing. I mean, and as I said, that each course has a bunch of chapters, and each chapter has, let's say, from 8 to 12 or 15 lessons. So they're explaining the statistics and probability in a very much details in R. So you're gonna end up learning statistics, and you're gonna end up learning R, which is amazing. I'll give, let's say, 10 points because they're explaining statistics and probability in details. And at the end, there's a linear regression model in R, and then we have machine learning fundamentals. Again, as I said, some of the data analyst courses, you won't get machine learning, because as a data analyst, you don't learn machine learning. If you learn the machine learning in details, you become data scientist. But DataQuest are preparing data analyst, the one who works with data scientists and data engineer. So at least it's better to have a fundamental knowledge of machine learning. This was the entire path of data analyst, and I really enjoyed it. By the way, I already finished all these all this path. Data engineer, you can see it's 100% complete. Data scientist and Python. Look, as I mentioned earlier, data scientist in Python has all the courses in data analyst in Python. So if you enroll in this path and you finish it, you'll get 2 certificates, one for data scientist and one for data analyst. Here you can see data scientist in Python is 100% complete. And I already completed the data analyst. Now it basically took me 3.5 years to finish the entire DataQuest platform. So, conclusion: should I recommend anyone who want to become data analyst or data scientist to DataQuest? 100% yes. If you have no idea what data analyst is and how to learn R and Python and how to become a data scientist, I would highly recommend DataQuest. But before you enroll and pay for DataQuest, try to have a free account and play with it. Why? Because sometimes you won't like the platform. I'll give you an example. Some of my students, when I gave them told them to study from DataQuest, once they enrolled in DataQuest, they told me, "Sir, there are no videos in this path or in this platform." So they didn't suit them. Same thing for DataCamp. When I gave them the DataCamp, they saw the videos and saw the platform. Some of the students didn't suit them, so they end up learning from book or Coursera or EDX. So before you buy DataQuest, have a free account, check the platform, play with it, see if it suits you. If it suits you, go ahead and pay, and it's worth it. I'm telling you, I highly recommend for any beginner to start with DataQuest, because they give you very comprehensive and detailed plan. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much. Goodbye.